Wondering what life is really like on Canada's wild and crazy West Coast? This podcast is all about the people, the places, and Vancouver Island time. Together, we'll explore this island paradise, a combination of ocean, city, and country living. We'll meet the fabulous locals such as the Fudge Fairy and the Chicken Lady, who have chosen Victoria and Vancouver Island as their home. And we'll learn what makes this place unique and special to those who live here. And now, your host of Vancouver Island Time, Jane Johnston.
Hi everybody, it's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group of Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. Today I'm here with Patrycja Sikorski of Voluspa Botanicals, and we're going to be talking about the area called Arbutus, which is just north of Cadbro Bay, and it's just east of Mount Doug. We're north of downtown Victoria. So this has been a very popular area that has taken off, I would say, in the last 10 years. We are in a unique location, so why don't you describe the location to everybody?
So we're in Telegraph Bay, and it's beautiful oceanfront homes, close walk to Telegraph Bay Beach and to Cadbro Bay Beach. It's really secluded and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're actually only 20 minutes from downtown.
So actually, when I first moved here in 1999, I will tell you, I have a story about this bay, is I was at UVic and there was a story about a whale lolling around in the water out here. Do you see whales out here?
Oh, definitely. In the summer, we see a lot of whales out here. It's quite spectacular.
Okay, so where did you move from?
Edmonton, Alberta.
And what prompted the move? Because people here will be looking at this video from Alberta. So we're just wondering what prompted everybody to move.
Climate and lifestyle. It has such exponential, tremendous beauty here on the island. It's like an adult version of Walt Disney, I feel, if you love nature or active sports, hiking. You can do everything within a couple of hours, or most often, like, you can do a number of amazing mountain hikes within a 10-15 minute drive from most places in Victoria.
Yeah, it's so true. You're really close to nature. The other thing is you can, be somewhere where you think you wouldn't have an ocean view, and because of the shape of the island and the topography, you can get a view. You
can get ocean view all over the island, yeah, because of the way they built the houses into the hillsides. It's amazing. You think that you're nowhere near an ocean, but yeah, they figured it out.
So regarding the transition from Alberta to BC, how was that for you?
It was a bit confusing because we didn't know which area we wanted to live in. We just knew that Victoria was the right setup for us, for our daughter, because she was in grade 10 at the time, and it had all the amenities, dance and drama and great schools, amazing schools here. So that was the draw to Victoria as opposed to somewhere else on the island for us. And the transition with children of that age can be difficult. So it was a difficult start. But as for the way that we came into community and our neighbors and, just the overall friendliness was really, really nice.
So she ended up going to Mount Doug High?
Nope, she ended up going to Oak Bay High. And then from there in grade 12, she moved to SCI, the Pacific School of Inquiry. It was an amazing experience for her to end school in that way. It gave her a lot of self-confidence and a lot of growth, I think, that she might have otherwise not had.
So SCI is a Pacific School of Inquiry, and it's located in downtown Victoria. It's run by a guy named Jeff Hopkins, who I used to work with. He was the principal at Souk, Edward Milnes High School. All right, so what's she doing now?
She's going to Camosun right now and taking a couple of courses and upgrading one class to get into UVic for the fall.
So a lot of students here are able to go to Camosun College for 2 years so that they can qualify to then get into UVic, usually their third and fourth year, and it's a less expensive way of actually getting their degree.
Much less expensive, yes. And it's just it's a smaller, I think, easier environment to transition into a big university setting, depending on, the personality of the child and what they may need out of that transition.
So you're actually within walking distance of the university. So this is a great location for anybody looking to buy as an investment property. That's what a lot of people do up here, and they sell them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of students in this area. There's a lot of people renting all and throughout.
How did you so you don't own this property. This is a rental. How did you find this property?
Kijiji.
Get out, really?
Yeah, totally Kijiji.
We're right on the water here. It's amazing. And did you find it easy to negotiate an offer for the rental?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And are you was there a competition? Is what I was asking, really.
I think we just had a lucky horseshoe day. We were the first people that saw it, and we got it. It was just done.
Good. Okay. So tell me about your experience. So you own a spa in Victoria. How was it? We're going to get more into that later. But I'm just wondering, how was it transitioning your business to coming into Victoria?
That was more of a challenge than I anticipated. But not really unexpected in not knowing anybody. When we first moved here and coming from a place that I lived all my life and established a client base for well over a decade. So it's still a work in progress.
So if you were to say to somebody, if you were trying to break into running your own business in Victoria, what do you think are a few key challenges that they would have, and how are they going to overcome them? I think one of them is just knowing people, right?
One is knowing people, and the other is location. I noticed that for a lot of people in Victoria, that 20-minute drive or 15-minute drive is actually far. A lot of people like to have things within walking distance. So that would be definitely something to consider, who you would like your clientele to be, and to put it out or advertise yourself in an area that's easily accessible for the people that you're hoping to bring in.
Yeah, I understand that because I live on the other end of the city, and people say I live far away. And I'm like, well, I'm as far away from you as you are from me.
Yeah, in Edmonton, I was used to driving 30 to 40 minutes, and we were quite central to get most places. So there's just a different mindset around that.
Okay, so tell me about this area specifically. What about the amenities? What sort of amenities can families or professionals access around here?
There's a great optometrist in the village here. Is
that Cadbro Bay Village?
Yes. There's also the Thai Lemongrass Cafe. And they have delicious Thai food. There's a sushi bar that's just on the side of that as well, but I can't remember how you pronounce the name. It starts with an M. And Jusu, a juice bar. And
Peppers.
Yeah, Peppers, it's a really great grocery store. It's little, and it has like these unique selections of a little bit of everything that you would desire. And if they don't have what you want, they have a request board. So you can request they start carrying the things that they don't have at this point in time. So it's kind of interesting. And Smuggler's Pub, great little pub.
Surprisingly good.
It is surprisingly good. Yeah, I did not expect pub food to be so good.
I think it's because, like, if you look at the distance you are to UVic and then Cadbro Bay, you've got a good distance, like it's equidistant, I think, to all of those. So you're going to have the university crowd going down there, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. Especially at the Starbucks. You notice that. And they're open till 11 o'clock at night. You see students in there.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the Cadbro Bay area. How is it good for families there? I know that I used to take my kids to the Gyro Park there, and it has lots of playgrounds and stuff. Are those still there? Yeah,
Gyro Park actually renovated itself. So it's a brand new playground that's got really fun apparatus for kids to play on. The beach is beautiful and warm. And I think you have probably like 1.5 kilometers of beach, I would say. It's very flat and shallow waters going in, so really safe. Lots of summer camps with children going through there as well. Picnic areas, beach night roasts. We've often in the summer just go there and have a picnic on the beach. And
they have it's kind of a protected bay too. So there's a marina in there, and you can also take sailing lessons if you want.
Yes, this is true. Lots of young sailors going on.
And then you can go to Pepper's after for an ice cream.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk food. I'm a big fan of it. I eat it every day.
I too. I too.
So where do you go for a good restaurant?
All over the city. But if I want something fast, it's Thai Lemongrass Cafe because it's fast and delicious. Downtown, I really enjoy Be Love and Bliss.
What are those restaurants? What do they serve?
They serve a lot of raw vegan type foods and juices as well. So they're sister companies, and Bliss is more like daytime, lunchtime, where Be Love is fine dining. And Be Love has really unique cocktails that they make. They're quite delicious.
Alcoholic cocktails?
Alcoholic cocktails. Yeah, they make something very simple, uniquely nutritious.
Okay. And things to do at night for entertainment.
I usually just see what's going on, what shows are coming through the city, and based on that, who I want to see perform. And that usually happens downtown. In the summertime, the Bouchard Gardens, they have spectacular fireworks. I was really surprised the first time that we went. It's like 45 minutes of fireworks that are nonstop.
To music, too.
To music, too. And you often, this is accompanied throughout the day, evening of the day, with live, quite known live music bands. And you bring a picnic, some wine, cheese, charcuterie, a delicious baguette, have a picnic, listen to live music, and then go watch the fireworks.
I need to do that again. I miss doing that.
It's a really good thing to do.
Uniquely Victorian. Okay, so generally I'm finding a lot to do, a lot to eat. Best thing about moving here overall in Victoria?
The weather, but the nature and the ability to see the magnificent wildlife everywhere, every day. As long as you don't mind deer roaming in streets, and I love it. I love the raccoons, the eagles. I see eagles almost every day.
Rabbits,
sea lions, sea otters, blue herons. Hummingbirds.
Tons of hummingbirds.
In Alberta, I only saw one hummingbird my whole life.
I think the only thing we don't get here that I find we got back east a lot were butterflies.
Agreed.
Maybe because we're so close to the ocean.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. But otherwise, I find, sometimes I feel like when I'm driving home, I'm going through a Disney kind of Bambi thing.
It does. It's that feeling of where am I in this amazing nature? And the trees here, they're so big, the growth. And as you walk through within like a 500-meter radius, the forest entirely changes. Mm-hmm.
I was actually on my way here. I was driving through Mount Doug Park, and I drove through the forest right where your cell signal cuts off. And I was talking to these people who are moving here from Guelph, Ontario, and I was saying, sorry, I had to drive through the forest.
It's true. There's areas that that when you're driving through the forest, Mount Doug Forest, or if you're going by the Uplands Golf Course, you're not going to have cell reception. So you have to plan your phone calls around this.
Okay. Well, anyway, you've had a great introduction to the area of Gordon Head. And if you want more information about that area, you can contact me. I'm Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. Stay tuned and we'll be back. Patrycia is going to talk to us about her business, which is Voluspa Botanicals. So we'll be right back.
Vancouver Island Time is brought to you by the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun, Victoria, where we bring local expertise and global presence to your property.
Hi, everybody. It's Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. I'm here with Patrycja Sikorski. She's the owner of Voluspa Botanicals. So, first of all, we're at an incredible location. We're right on the ocean. Tell me what it's like to work in such a fabulous place. And is that the reason why you ran your company? You run your company out of here?
I love what I do, and it was very nourishing to begin with. But when I started working with an ocean view, it's like you become one with the water, and it's so calming on the nervous system. And I think just getting out of the hustle and bustle of city and parking, it's just a treat to be dropped in the middle of nature.
So what is Voluspa Botanicals? What do you do exactly?
I do holistic skincare. So I do all spa services using natural organic products.
And so is that like facial, body?
So yes, so I do facials, massage, body wraps, hair removal, manicures, pedicures.
So are you considered an esthetician or an RMT or anything?
Holistic Aesthetician.
Okay. And how long have you been an esthetician?
15 years.
And you moved to Victoria 4 years ago, and your business basically has been running for about 3 years now. And who is your ideal clientele?
My ideal clientele are men or women that are interested in a more holistic approach to taking care of their bodies and spirit, body, soul, emotion. It's in the way that I view the skin and taking care of the skin. We are not separate from our spirit or emotional body and our physical body. The three of them run together. And so it's creating that safe space and that really nurturing environment to help the skin and the body flourish.
Well, you do have fabulous skin, I have to tell you.
Thank you.
You look a lot more nourished than I do. I feel all dried out beside you. I have come for a facial here, and I did feel, I think the term I used, loved on when I left.
Yes, I think that was it.
Do you get that comment?
Not exactly like that, but very similar to it. I love loving people's experiences and helping them feel better.
Like literally pouring into them, I guess.
Literally. Yeah, I feel honored to have somebody on my table, and yeah, I love pouring love into them.
And so is it men and women that you work with, or primarily women, or?
No, men and women.
And so what's the most common procedure people are asking for these days?
Here at Voluspa, it's the 2-hour facial with full body lymphatic massage. That's the most popular service that I have people coming in for. The second most popular would be sugaring, which is a form of hair removal, which is much gentler on the skin than waxing.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And so where are you located? You have a unique location.
I'm located on the point of Telegraph Bay.
How are you reaching your clientele? Are you primarily word of mouth, or can we find you on the internet?
Word of mouth and internet. A number of my clientele are just neighbors from the area that have seen my sandwich board, and it's really convenient for them to come to a spa that's so close by. Some of them on Instagram I get, and Google Maps. I get a lot of clients from Google Maps.
I remember you telling me about that before. So is that like an SEO thing?
This is my understanding that it is, but I don't know. I'm not technologically that apt. Things just work out or they don't. But somehow I arrived on Google Maps, and I think it is an SEO thing.
Okay. And when people are leaving you, what are they saying about their experience with you at the end of the 2 hours, for especially that? I remember that treatment. I think that's the one that I have.
You had the hour and a half. You didn't have the full body massage.
Oh, I thought I did. I know I fell asleep.
Yes.
Does that happen very often?
Quite often, yes. Yeah, people kind of lull out and then come back in and out.
Snoring?
Occasionally, yes. Yes. Yeah, my facial body treatments are tailored with the use of aromatherapy, color light therapy, some crystal bowls also are played at the end of the treatment. All the body oils I use have a variety of different essential oils, so it really affects the full body, and people find a lot of rest and peace in that while I get to work and do what needs to be done in the depths of their skin.
So tell me about the light therapy.
Color light therapy has been known to affect our bodies physiologically. So it giving people the color light therapy on their body throughout the 2-hour treatment, they'll have every color for 15 to 20 minutes on their body. So it just helps to bring overall balance to the body in where it might be lacking.
And what about the oils and stuff that you use?
The primary skincare line I use is Dr. Hauschka. They're from Germany, and it was a chemist and an esthetician that brought the line together. They wanted it really holistically based. And so they've already developed these pre-mixed oils that are available at a variety of different places. And I usually recommend for people, if they're interested in any of these products, to go to the Caddy Bay Heart Smart Pharmacy, where they sell all the products. So I give them my referrals for products when people want.
Okay. In terms of professional development, how has your business evolved over the 15 years that you've been doing it?
Well, when I first started doing it, it was just, my plan wasn't to go into aesthetics. It kind of happened upon me. And my first training was with Dr. Hauschka. And so the only thing they taught was facials. At the time. So over the years, professionally, I went for more school to other things to expand into the full aesthetics world, which was a surprising novelty and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I find like there are lots now that I've, used to run a women's business network. I've met lots of people in different industries, and it's amazing to me to see how you can specialize in one area or another. Do you find there's a lot of competition for business in Victoria, or do you just find, people just will kind of like law of attraction, they find you? And
both. I think there is a lot of competition in Victoria, much like there's so many restaurants here, there's so many spas, but I think everybody offers something a little uniquely different for the clientele. And I think that you end up with the people that you match to, or they match to you, and you fulfill their aesthetic needs. Mm-hmm. I think we all have our place within
the niche.
Yes.
The niche market.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's a bigger business in the facials and taking care of you, self-care type things, more so than there was 15 years ago? And people are or is it maybe just my age that I'm aware of it?
I think that there's been a lot of progress with lasers and dermatology in those ways. The injections, those aren't my clients. I don't find that my clientele base, there is a wider interest in them. I find that it's the same interest that there was 15 years ago. People are looking for cleansed, vibrant skin.
So do you ever team up with a dietitian or anybody? Like, do you see people, they come in with skin issues and you think, okay, maybe they need to see somebody specific that's internal? Because your skin is your biggest organ.
Absolutely. So I don't have somebody I recommend to them to go see someone. I do have, my background is in herbology and holistic anatomy and physiology. And the spa I worked at in Edmonton, it was inside a health food store. And so I am quite versed in supplements and natural approaches in diet that you can do for skincare. So I'll often recommend for somebody's skincare concerns what natural approaches they can take, and recommend that they go see a naturopath and get a full blood cell analysis to see what is actually going in their body to get to have a deeper look. But for a lot of skincare issues are superficial. They are diet based, and it's just eliminating these things out of our diet that make a huge difference. And things like essential fatty acids that we should be ingesting, but in the North American culture, it hasn't been said that it's so important to take.
Okay, so any thoughts that you want to leave us with? We're nearing the end of our time here.
I guess if somebody is looking for a more natural, holistic approach to skincare, and they don't want the hustle and bustle of the city, then coming to Voluspa Botanicals Day Spa would be the way to go, to have that big piece of nature and to have the big spa space to themselves and some nurturing self-love time.
Mm-hmm. How do they get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me through email at patricia@voluspabotanicals.com, or go on my website for more information about the services and what they entail and the prices at voluspabotanicals.com, or call at 778-406-1109.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So there you have it. Amazing experience. I have to tell you, I think I gave you a 5 out of 5.
Yes, thank you.
You will feel transformed at the end of your experience with Patrycia. It's been totally amazing. Plus, you get a transformational view as well. If you're not affected by this, I don't know what wouldn't affect you. You don't have to go to Mexico to be on the ocean, folks. You can come here to VoluspaBotanicals.com. And if you want more information on the area that we're in, we're just north of Gordon Head. We're in, what's the bay?
Telegraph Bay.
In Telegraph Bay. And you can find out more at my website at briarhillgroup.com, or you can watch for more movies at Vancouver Island Time and find out more about other areas. Thanks for being with us today, and take care. Bye.
Welcome to the neighborhood. We hope you have had some insight into West Coast living. If you know of someone or someplace that should be highlighted in our podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Please go to VancouverIslandTime.com and click on our Connect button. See you next week on Vancouver Island Time with Jane Johnston.